News from Toby Gruner of the German reports that Haas will finally have that upgrade they've been waiting for all year. The car has been fast. It came out of the gate as a point-scoring car, and even though it has not had any upgrades this year, while its competitors have had many, it still remains as a car that is going to score points every now and then. And in fact, they scored points 2 weeks in a row, double points 2 weeks in a row, but with Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen starting at the back and Schumacher having a crash with Magnussen, it was not a point scoring weekend. In fact, not a point scoring weekend at all for Haas, but it has still been a very good season for them when they have not had any upgrades. And they will bring upgrades to Hungary, according, like I said, to Toby Gruner. But the upgrade is only one. There's only one upgrade package, and it is going to go to the driver with the most points in the season, which is, of course, Kevin Magnussen at this point. What are your thoughts on having just one upgrade package? We saw this with Williams, where they kind of worked all year for this big upgrade package. They only gave it to Alexander Albon to start, and then Latifi just got it this week at France. It didn't really help anything. But we've seen other teams, where, like, for example, Aston Martin, when they got their new car, they gave it to both Lance Stroll and Vettel. So what are your kind of thoughts on Haas only having one car available? It will be interesting to see in Hungary. Kevin is a faster driver than Mick, but when you look at how the races go, they're usually decently close. Like, if Kevin gets 7th, Mick is going to get 9th. Like, for example, last race, they both finished in the teens. If Kevin is either, much slower than Mick, or if Kevin is much faster than Mick, you can kind of tell. I'm sure we'll see a lot of this during practice. It'll be a good way to head into the summer break for them. But still, only having one driver get the upgrade package before a 3-week break is not exactly the greatest thing in the world, especially when they have been working on it since more than likely April. And it's only going to be available to Kevin Magnussen. Now, there's a lot of different thoughts on this. People are saying, how are you going to help Mick Schumacher in his development if you keep him in the slower car? There's other people saying it makes sense to give it to Kevin Magnussen, which I agree with because he is an older driver. He has much more experience. He doesn't crash the car as much as Mick does because Mick is more aggressive. So Kevin will be able to be a good test subject, so to say. And Kevin Magnussen is usually ahead of Mick. Like I said, Mick might be faster on a lap if he can nail that lap, but in terms of a race, in terms of a practice session, it's usually Kevin Magnussen. But of course, the big thing, as well as, like I said, they wait for their first update till Hungary, and then they can't even provide it for both cars. But like I said, it's also a situation like they had at Williams, where you have one driver kind of test it out, so to say. So we'll have to see what happens in Hungary. Do you think Kevin Magnussen will potentially get top 6, top 5? Will he be up there, or are these upgrades really not that big of a deal?